I went to pay my fare on the bus the other day, and the driver just waved me past, saying, "Everyone rides for free in honor of Rosa Parks Day." I thought that was rather a meaningful, decent gesture on behalf of the transit authority, and as I took my seat, it dawned on me that I have the distinction of having once had, as a next-door neighbor, one of Rosa Parks's grandsons. He was a nice man. He was a kind, quiet, gentle man. He liked President Kennedy, and he liked MD 2020. And as I reflected upon him, and upon Rosa Parks herself, I also began to dwell upon something which I have witnessed more and more, especially over the past year or so. I am now, I always have been, and I always will be, a staunch advocate for individualism, individuality, for the individual. Well, it is that self-same point which seems to be being confronted, criticized, and condemned, not only as counterproductive, but as straight-up injurious to the greater causes of unity and solidarity. The current theme appears to be that individualism is nothing more than a manifestation of selfishness. Selfishness at the expense of a united struggle. In the epic motion picture Tales from the Hood, Part 2, one of the vignettes of this horror anthology depicts a situation in which a character's individualism is challenged, and in this instance, it would seem that this is rightly done. However, each and every milestone, each and every crossroads in which one's assertion of their individuality is called into question is going to be, by virtue of nature and reality itself, different, unique. Each and every instance is going to be, if you will, individualized, and it should be evaluated as such. Outrightly attacking individuality across the boards is a mistake. And for those of you who do not believe me, or for those of you who hotly disagree, I will simply refer you right back to the legendary Rosa Parks and remind you of what she incontestably and verifiably said about her own experiences on the bus on that day, way back in 1955. It wasn't planned. She didn't set out to be arrested. She didn't set out to start a movement. She didn't set out to change history. She was just trying to get home after a long day at work. Her feet were tired, and moreover, she was tired. Tired of being pushed around. This was an act of individuality, not of selfishness, but of an individuality born of a personal integrity which was compelled to say, enough is enough. It was an act of individualism committed by an individual. Now, of course, it is equally true to say that this one lone individual act led to a sweeping, unifying, collective action of pronounced and lasting, ongoing solidarity. And this brings us to the heart of the issue here in and now at hand. You can have a room, you can have an assembly hall, you can have an auditorium, you can have a coliseum filled with absolute, definitive individuals, stark individuals who are nevertheless still able to unite in a common cause. an enriched, rainbow-dappled cornucopia of individuals, all fighting for the same thing. This is quite possible. In fact, not only is it possible, in the end you will find it is essential.